If you've ever been interested in starting a pressure washing business or have one, then this is the right video for you. I'm Blinksys and I started my pressure washing business this summer and have already scaled it to over 4 figures. And in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. So first off, we need to start with the basics, materials. Now you could easily go rent a pressure washer from Lowe's every time you get a job, but that would be a waste of money if you're getting more than one job. So this does mean starting with some capital does help you a lot. Now I'll be leaving my recommended pressure washer in the description of this video, but first let me tell you how I started my pressure washing business in 2022. A year ago, my grandpa had a pressure washer and he asked me if I could use it to clean some of his driveway. I didn't know how to use the pressure washer, so he showed me how to use the pressure washer with the surface cleaner, and I pressure washed part of his driveway and made my first $20. Now after I did the job, he gave me a pressure washer and it was a Troy-Bilt 2.7 GPM pressure washer. Now it wasn't a bad one at all, but it made me all the money I made so far and probably a lot of money that I'll make in the future. But as I scale my business, I'm definitely looking to buy a 4-gallon per minute pressure washer and a professional surface cleaner. If you don't know what a 4-gallon per minute pressure washer is, it's just a higher gallon per minute, so more pressure will be used with the pressure washer. Most professional surface cleaners require at least a 4-gallon per minute pressure washer, so all the pressure that's going from the pressure washer can handle the surface cleaner. The materials I started out with were a 2.7 gallon per minute pressure washer and a Karcher surface cleaner. Now this will get the job done, but you'll want a higher gallon per minute pressure washer when you scale your business. And let me just tell you, the pressure washers and surface cleaners that you use before all the professional equipment are really fine. They're really good, and they'll get the job done, but they will just take a longer time. Now that we've went over the materials, we need to go over advertising. This video isn't a step-by-step process of how to start a pressure washing business, so I won't go over everything, but if you'd like a step-by-step process of how to start a pressure washing business, please let me know in the comments. Now, fortunately, my parents helped me advertise, but there are more than one way we did. We tried flyers, yard signs, cards, and Facebook. And Facebook is working for the most part and gets most of our clients. My team is my parents and I, so they do help with advertising and most things in the business, which I am really grateful for. If you have a team, everything is easier, but if it's just you, then it'll be more work. And I'm not saying, go ask your parents if they'll run your business for you, because I still do a lot of the work. They just help me and they like to help me, so that's why they do it. I'm not forcing them to do anything like that. They really just want to help me, and I really appreciate that because it's growing my business pretty fast. And I would recommend joining some Facebook groups, some local groups, and depending on how far you're going to drive for clients, join some groups in other cities and everything like that. And I think a post a week is pretty good. We haven't tried Google or Facebook ads yet, but that's something we're looking into soon. And as we do run them, I'll let you all know how that goes. Now that we've went over the materials you need for your business and how to advertise, we need to go over the information you need to know about how you'll be doing the job. Now, overall, pressure washing isn't that hard. There's just a lot you need to learn. And you could do this by watching YouTube videos like this one or just looking online. But in my opinion, the most valuable way to learn is through trying it yourself and learning from the errors that occur when you're doing the jobs. We've only been pressure washing for about 2 months and have already learned a lot that we need to learn for the next jobs. You need to learn when to use chemicals, how to use a pressure washer, a surface cleaner, and everything you need to know about pressure washing. I won't be going over everything in this video, but as I said, if you all want a video about that, please let me know in the comments. Now that you know how to start your business, there are some things you still need to learn about pressure washing year long. Now, if you're just starting out, you probably won't have any commercial jobs which require insurance and a lot of things that I won't be going over in this video. And really getting to insurance is a great thing once you do commercial jobs, and even when you're doing residential jobs when you keep growing. I definitely recommend getting insurance, because if you damage something, they could sue you, and you're gonna want to get an LLC in the future and everything like that if it becomes a job. And the reason I said that is because during the winter you won't be able to pressure wash outside, and if you do have commercial jobs, they'll have to be indoor and not outdoor since it's cold. So you have to work on your business online during the winter and do something else during the winter. Now that it's getting into winter, a lot of pressure washers start Christmas light businesses. And I'm not starting a Christmas light business since I don't have a truck for a ladder and everything, but you could do it if you want. And really, I don't think it's a bad idea doing Christmas lights and everything like that, but you do really need to live in a pretty nice neighborhood or go to a pretty nice neighborhood and advertise, because people who don't live in wealthy neighborhoods probably aren't going to want to pay people just to do their Christmas lights. Because think about it, if you live in like a single story house and everything like that, I'm not saying any of this is bad, I'm just giving you an example. If you live in a single story house or anything like that, and you don't have money to afford someone to pay, you don't have money to blow, you're just gonna put Christmas lights up yourself, right? So you're gonna want to be running advertisements in wealthy neighborhoods, and you're gonna want to at least have insurance when you're doing that as well, because if one of your workers gets hurt on the job or something like that, then you're gonna want to have insurance. And even if you're just doing this like for fun or something like that, I still would recommend being very careful, because it's pretty dangerous going on ladders. You could slip on ice, your ladder could fall or anything like that. So I think the number one most way that people in contracting get hurt is from falling off ladders. So I would really be careful about doing this business. And there are a bunch of other businesses you could start during the winter as well, like social media marketing agencies, and that's all online. You could literally just start an online business during the winter and keep working on your pressure washing business, and start scheduling clients for next year, and build the schedule, build your portfolio and your Facebook and things like that. Now that we've went over everything that I wanted to go over, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and some things that I've learned pressure washing for the last 2 months. So I'm going to tell you guys a story of a time where I went to quote a house, and the lady asked if she could get a roof done. And I was like, okay, looks good. And it wasn't a 2-story house, it was just a 1-story house, so we wouldn't have to go on top of the roof or anything. And it was a 1-story garage that she wanted us to do, actually. So I said okay. I went to quote the job, and it ended up turning out to be, I think she wanted like some driveway and everything like that. I quoted really cheap, and I said I think $100 for everything. And I told her that I don't think I would be able to do the roof, because I looked more into it and there was just a lot of moss and everything, and it was a pretty bad garage roof. But she texted me and she was like, you know what, I'll sign a waiver because I need this done ASAP, because it's looking really bad. There's a lot of mold and moss on it. So I eventually said okay, and I learned a lot more about how to remove mold and moss and all that on roofs. And it is pretty, dangerous, because you can rip the shingles off of the roofs and everything like that. So you need the right chemicals and the right everything. And I had to make a waiver. Well, my dad actually made a waiver for this lady to sign, basically saying that if we damage any of your property, it's not our fault. And which it was a pretty good idea. Even though we didn't damage anything once the job was done, we still had that contract or waiver just in case anything happened. And it actually really did turn out to be a good job, and we did need to go on a roof and bring an extra car for a ladder in it. But we went on the roof and we put some of this chemical on it, and we actually ran out, so we had to go to the store. But we came back and it turned out pretty nice. And the thing with mold on roofs and everything, when you spray the chemical, it's gonna kill all the mold and moss and everything like that. But you don't want to scrape it, because if you scrape it, then the whole shingle could rip off, and then you would still have some damage even though you still have a contract or a waiver in place. And that's just bad, because they could leave a bad review about you. They could do all this stuff that could still affect your business and everything like that, even though you have a waiver or contract in place. And you can tell the customer every time that it rains, more and more is going to come off each time, because you already killed it, and it's already just sitting there. Just every time it rains, it's going to come off. But if you guys do like these types of videos and business videos and interview videos, please let me know in the comments, because I really do like making these types of videos. And thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. It is crazy how fast we're growing, and we're just going to keep growing. And I plan to eventually release a pressure washing course in the future when I get a little bit more experience. So thank you guys for watching, and I think I'm just gonna make that course next year. And thank you guys for almost 6,000 people in the Discord. And yeah, it's crazy. If you want to join Blixes University, it's absolutely free, except for the course that I'll be releasing next year. But thank you guys for watching.